Hello, let's learn how to make basic stitches of crochet. There are 5 in total. So we'll need yarn. I'm using Robin yarn. It's chunky. It's called if you want to buy. So I have a 5.0 millimeter hook, a darning needle, a stitch marker, tape measure, and scissors. First, we learn how to make a slip knot. Okay, so you do what I'm doing. Okay. And then you adjust the loop the way I'm adjusting it to make sure your hook can pass through. Yeah, if it's too big, you continue to adjust until it leaves a small space. Yeah, the way I'm doing it. Yeah, so I'll do it one more time like that, and then you adjust the loop to make sure your hook can pass through it. Yeah, not too tight, not too loose. So another way, you can yarn over like this and roll the hook, and then you pull the yarn through the loop, and then you adjust. Yeah, I'll do it one more time. So you yarn over, you roll your hook, yarn over, yeah, then roll your hook, then you yarn over again, pass through the loop, and then you adjust it. Okay, now we make a chain stitch. So you yarn over, okay, yarn over, you hook the yarn, then you pass through the loop that you had made. Yeah, yarn over, you hook the yarn, then you pass it through the loop. Yeah, again yarn over like that. Yeah, yarn over, hold the hook, pass it through the loop. Yarn over, you hold the hook, then you pass it through the loop. Okay, that thing that the hook, it's called the throat, I don't know. So you yarn over, you hold the yarn, then you pass it through the loop. That's how a chain stitch looks like. So I'll be making 10 of them. So these are 10. Yeah, when you get to 10, when you want to finish, so I'm going to finish, you chain one more, and then you cut your yarn. So after cutting, you pull through, and then you tighten. Yeah, you tighten the way I have done. Yeah, so this can be used as a bracelet. I mean, I've had students who make this for the whole family, a teeny bracelets. Yeah, okay, I love it. So next we're going to make a single crochet. Now we're going to learn how to do a single crochet. So we create a foundation chain. Yeah, now in crochet, the chain stitch that we just made is always the foundation chain for every project that you're working on. So I'll just go ahead and make 10. Yeah, because I'm going to be working with 10 stitches. So after working 10 stitches, I'll chain one more. Okay, this is single crochet, so I'm going to chain one more, and then that one more is going to serve as our turning chain. So in the next stitch, I'm going to insert my hook. I'll insert my hook, yeah, and then I'll pull the yarn. Yeah, so I'll insert my hook in the next stitch. Okay, in the next stitch, remember we are supposed to have 10 stitches at the end of this. So I'll insert, then I pull, then I yarn over, and I pull through the 2 loops on the hook like that. Okay, you insert your hook, you pull the yarn, yeah, and then you yarn over, yeah, then you pull through the 2 loops. Again, insert, pull, then yarn over, yeah, like that. Yeah, insert, pull, yarn over, and then pull through the 2 loops. So this is what we call single crochet. Yeah, it's so easy to make. You see, it can be used to make a belt, so many things, so many projects you can use with this one. Yeah, so I'm at the end, so I'll chain one and then I'll cut the yarn. At the end of each row of each work, you chain one and then you cut and then you pull. Okay, so number 3 is half double crochet. I've already made a foundation chain, so I have 10 stitches. I'm going to add 2 more, 1 and 2. So this is a bit different. We're going to start by yarning over, yeah, and then we're going to start from the third stitch on the chain. So you yarn over, and then in the third stitch on the chain is where you insert your hook, yeah, like that. And then you pull. You have 3 loops. You yarn over, you pull through the 3 loops on the hook, yeah. You see the difference now? You yarn over, you insert your hook, you pull the yarn, and then you yarn over again, yeah, and then you pull through the 3 loops on the hook. You yarn over, insert, and then you pull, and then you yarn over again, and then you pull through the 3 loops. So this is half double crochet. It looks more like double crochet, but okay, you'll learn about it when you get to it. Okay, so we continue to the end. When we get to the end, we do the same thing we've been doing, yeah. You chain one more and then you cut your yarn and then you pull it to close the stitch. Okay, and now double crochet. This is people's favorite, watu wanaipenda. So I have 10 stitches. I'm going to chain 3 more, 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to start working from the 4th stitch on the foundation chain. So I'm going to yarn over, and then in the 4th stitch is where I'm going to insert my hook, yeah, in the 4th stitch. So you count to the 4th and you insert your hook, and then you pull the yarn. So now this is a bit different. You work in the first 2 loops and then in the last 2 loops, you see, yeah. It's a bit different from half double crochet. You yarn over, you insert your hook, you yarn over again and pull through the first 2 loops like that, and then you yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops like that. Yeah, this is longer, so I guess people love this because inasukumanga kazi. Yarn over, you pull through the first 2 loops, and then you yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops. So yarn over, pass the hook, yeah, catch the yarn, then yarn over, pull through the first 2, yeah, and then the last. Simple. This will be your favorite if you ukishika, yeah, it will be your favorite. Okay, so that's how double crochet is done. At the end, you chain 1 and then you cut the yarn. Now we have one last stitch, this slip stitch. So this one, people use it mostly for ribbing. When you use it for a bigger project, you will cry. But it's not so difficult. So this, you just chain 1, yeah, and then in the next loop, so the chain 1 is turning chain, remember? So in the next loop, you pass through the hook and then you pull. So this one, no yarning over. You just insert, pull, you insert and pull, insert, then you pull through the 2 loops like that. No yarning over. Yeah, you see the difference now. You insert and then you pull. So this one is mostly used on sweaters, on the ribbing, on the waist, on the cardigans, the front, even the necks, the cuffs, yeah. Or if you want to make a sweater that will look like a knitted one, this is the stitch that you can use, but it's a lot of work here. So now we are done. These are the 5 basic stitches of crochet. So in the next episode, we expound, we create things out of this. Yeah, say washcloth. Yeah, washcloth definitely. Alafu tutaona penye tutafika. Bye.